Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you February the 24th. The year's 2022. It's Thursday. Let's talk trading. Price, part 14. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Well, if you've been trading today, you know it's been a pretty crazy day. You can see here the pound is 303 pips off the monthly high. It is tanking. I guess due to the upset over in the Ukraine, I guess people are fleeing out of the pound. Look at this week. 296 off the weekly high, 214 off the weekly open, 6 pips off the bottom. All gaps have filled across all the pairs, but I mean, this is one of those you just didn't expect this to happen. I mean, your indicators are probably just going haywire. This is why you have to trade what you see. Simple horizontal line trades. Crossing the yearly open, breaking the previous day's low, crossing the monthly open, crossing out of the low of the monthly opening range and yearly opening range. I mean, these are trades that are they're just there, just sitting there waiting. But if you tried anything else and you try to get cute, you just got slaughtered. I mean, this blew through 3,500, 3,400 to double O psycho trades. And here once again, 181 pips below the yearly open, putting in a new low for the year. Inside bar traders, oh, if you took this trade, if you went short at 35.45 and held, you are up about 200 pips at the moment. I mean, what a thing of beauty. And there was a lot of inside bar action here. Yeah, maybe not a lot, but on the weekly there was. On the daily there was a few. As you can see here, the ranges are off the chart. More pairs over 100 than under 100. This is something, this is one of those rare occurrences. This is when I say this is trading, anything can happen. This is one of those days, anything can happen. The buy zone, we stick this back on the 1 hour chart. It was just pretty much a clear signal here to go short. If you waited for the hour to close, you wouldn't have triggered out your stop. And then here's another opportunity, and pretty much the pound just tanked. And I guess a lot of markets tanked. I saw cryptos tanked. But in fact, this one thing that is kind of curious though. Notice the dollar yen's only 3 pips above the open. I mean, dollar Canadian 99 and dollar franc 50. I read somewhere that people were fleeing, putting their money into the dollar, so the dollar index is up. But you'd think these dollar pairs would be up a little bit more. At least I would. But just about everything else is tanked. Oh, let's see. We looked at the buy zone. Rats, green rats. This is one of those days you might want to just take a pass. Or you take a couple of pips, be glad, and get out. Because you can see it's just tanking. Red rats, you never really had a trade because at this time the range was too low. So you would have had to take another trade. Pivot trading plan. It says near the pivot short. We didn't even touch the pivot. Near S1 long, not so much today. And we are out of S levels on this indicator, support levels. Notice here we took out a pivot from a while ago. So we've got an open pivot from today, and then we still have this other pivot up at 36.91, but we took out this pivot here. On the weekly, no missed pivots. This year, you can see we've got a couple of missed pivots down here, and then you have to go all the way back to 2014. And as far as the monthly goes, we had already taken out the monthly pivot. And no missed pivots until 2014 once again. Wick zone, pretty much in and out. The lower high, higher low trade. There's still pips to be made here, but you have to be really quick and take them. See, we got down into the launch pad to 33.40s, and it launched up to 33.58. And then here at 34.40, we can get that on the chart somewhere. 34. Oh, it's not even. Well, I'd have to put a different. We can look at a different chart. So here at the 34.40, you can see it didn't quite launch. I mean, there was some movement, but not much. Let's see, we can look at time frames. Go down to the 5-minute. So you can see here it came and hit the 34.40, and it did run up to the 50, but then it came right back through. So as I mentioned, you had to be quick, not even try to collect a bunch. And you can see here the Walmart lines are paying off once again. Let's go back to the 1-hour time frame. You can see the ranges here on these bars. Last 5 hours, a short would have paid off, a short would have paid off. This short wouldn't really have paid off. The long would have paid off at the double low, but then shorting the double low back down would have paid off. Here, shorting the 90, small longing, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Here, shorting the 20 paid off. So days like today, you can see what's happening. Don't think, oh, it's going to turn, it's going to bounce. That's the worst thing you can do. You really have to trade what you see. It doesn't matter what the indicators say or any of that. You really have to trade what you see. We went right through the ATR zone. I haven't seen this in a long time. You can see a bunch of pairs are making new lows this hour on the daily. New daily lows. Once again, we broke out of that yesterday's lower wick zone and all the way down. Unfortunately, I didn't get to ride it all the way down. And I'm really kicking myself from 2 days ago when I was short at 35.71. Had I left that trade alone. But that's hairy hindsight for sure. And we like to do Larry live, Randy real time. So frequency distribution, once again, you can see how the price has been closing below the indicator 2, which is EMA 5 here. And there are some times when you get the what I'm calling the 357, when this is bigger than 3, this is bigger than 5, this is bigger than 7. There were a couple of those that happened. In fact, it probably happened this hour here, or this half hour, because you can see price pulled and then went up, but then turned right around. So you can't be greedy. You can't be thinking, oh, I'm going to make a 50 pip run. No, be happy with 3 to 5 pips. Because the other thing about price is it's jumping. You could be up 2 pips and in a blink of an eye, you could be down 5 points or something, and then not have an opportunity to take profits. So you really have to pay attention and trade what you see as you see it, not what you think. And it's really hard because, I'll ask people to describe what they see here and what they'll telling me about support and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, what you have are some black rectangles and some white rectangles with some magenta colored dots, and there's one aqua or diamonds and one aqua diamond there. That's what you see. All the rest is interpretation. And that's what a lot of traders get stumped on. They learn these concepts and then they say, well, that's what it is, when it's not. Especially on a day like today with what's going on in the Ukraine. I mean, just everything's out the window. I guess people are just wanting to trade their pounds for dollars and maybe their dollars for gold. I don't know. But it's definitely a wild, wild, wild day. And as I mentioned before, I have my little trade reminder up there. So you can see the previous daily range was exceeded by 127 pips. And if you wonder why this thing jumps around, some of them are set, have a threshold, only display if it's within 5 pips. Otherwise, you just get a whole bunch of stuff on the screen, but some people rather have it stagnant. But I call it the trade reminder because it reminds me of certain levels that I need to pay attention to, or certain conditions that I need to pay attention to. So, fellow traders, I hope none of you got your fingers burned today, especially if, no matter what you're trading, you saw the ranges are pretty crazy out there, and it looks like the pound is wanting to launch again here in the launch pad. So, today is one of those days where it shows you it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. You need to go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.